Welcome back. Now in this tutorial we'll be going through the get element by class name method. Okay, the previous tutorial we did get element by ID. Now we'll be doing the get elements by class name. Okay, so the get element by class name method is used for selecting or getting the elements through their class name value. In the previous tutorial, the get element by ID is used for selecting or getting elements through their ID, their ID value. Alright, but for this particular one, which is get element by class name, it is used for getting elements through their class name value. Alright, this dump method returns an array-like object that consists of all the elements having the specified class name. Alright, on calling the on calling the get element by class name method on any particular element, it will search the whole document and will return only those elements which match the specified or given class name. You see how unique this is? So even if you have thousands of code, right, and you want to get a particular element with a particular class name, so you just use the get element by class name method. It will run through all the code and brings out only the elements with the class name you have specified. Okay, so now look at this example. For this example, now okay, so let's just go into our text editor. So I'll just show you how this example works, and you have a very good knowledge of how the get element by class name and the get element by ID and all that things work. Okay, so let's go to our text editor. So I'll create another file. I'll call it sleep.html. Okay, all right, so let's delete this out. Now what we are going to do now, we'll create let's create h2 element. I will call this the get element by ID get elements by what is doing get element by ID method. All right, so the next thing we are going to do here now is we'll create a div. Create a div and give it a class of class. All right, create a div, give it a class of class, and we say okay, let's say this is a simple get element by this is not by ID, this is by class name. This is by class name, not by ID. By class, this is a simple get element by class name implementation by class name method. All right, so okay, so now let's create our script. All right, let's create our script. Class, give it a type. Sorry, give it a type of text. Not class, with a type. We'll give it a type of text. JavaScript. Okay, the type of text JavaScript. Then we have x equal to document equals to document dot get element by class name. Alright, get element by class name. And what is the name? You have class, right? The name to be class. Alright, which is semicolon, and you have document dot write. Okay, document dot write. So we have on calling x comma, it will return, on calling x, it will return an array. It will return an array like, to return an array like objects. It will return an array like objects. We have a line break of line break, and we have plus x. Okay, so let's see how this works. So I will just okay. Okay, so this is what we just did. It brought the name. Okay, so in our next tutorial, now we know what the class get element by class name does. So in the next tutorial, we'll be going through get element by name. All right, so see you in the next tutorial.